Okay, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the scorecard function on the Scottish Golf app. Start by launching the Scottish Golf app on your phone. This will take you into the home page. You can always get back to the home page if you need to by clicking on that button. On the day of a competition, any competitions that are live and running appear below the banner. So you can see there's a banner there, and the competition that I've set up to run today is directly below it. You can click on the competition today to directly go into either entering or scoring through that competition from that button. You can also go into competitions, as always, by pushing the medallion at the bottom. I'll show you both methods. Let me first click on there on the app. It takes me straight into the competition page. And if I go back home now and go into competitions, it does exactly the same. Puts you into the competition page. I've already entered. I'm in with John McWade at 8 o'clock. So it gives me the enter button. If I now click on the competition that I want to score, you will get a couple of options. You have a check-in button. This is what you do when you arrive at the golf club and you're signaling your intention to play. You would check in. So the first thing you have to do is click check in. So you're now in the competition and ready to score. After you've checked in, a scoring button appears, and it appears in yellow. If you click on the scoring button, you will have a couple of options. Let me show you what they are by clicking on it. You've got normal scoring, which is the preferred method, or you've got score for all players. Score for all players is when only one person has a phone and you want to score both your own score and the player's score. That's entirely acceptable for now. When we get to qualifying competitions and we need to get the marker to verify a player's score, we'll have to figure out how to do that. But for now, if you've only one phone between the pair, select score for all players, and then you'll be able to put both scores in on the card. The preferred way to get used to, because qualifying competitions, this will be a legitimate way for entering a scorecard, is to go through the normal scoring method. And that will allow you to confirm your handicap, mark somebody else's score, and sign for it. So let me go through the normal scoring method by clicking on that button. What will come up is the players that are in your tee time. So John McWade's in my tee time, so that's the only option that I've got. If it's a 3-ball, you would have 2 names. Be careful in a 3-ball that you get the round robin. So John marks Gordon, Gordon marks Joe, Joe marks John. Make sure that you get everybody marking somebody's card if it's a 3-ball. But with a 2-ball, it's easy. You've only got the first option, which is the one person that you're playing with. So I will select John McWade. As I said, this is a Congo approved method of qualifying handicap scores, but you have to verify that your handicap, and that is my handicap. You can take it down or up if you were aware of any corrections that needed to be applied. I click verify. It then tells me how many strokes that I'm going to receive. This is a 3/4 off the yellow tee. So it takes my 8 shots, give me 3/4, and the strokes received is 6. So you get advance notice of how many shots that you're going to get in this competition. You then hit continue, and it takes you straight to the scorecard. On the scorecard, it's the yellow box is the live box, and the white box is the player score that will go live after you've put your own score in. So you go up the first, and I score a 4 and John scores a 4, then all you need to do is click the score buttons at the bottom in order to enter the score. You don't need to touch the scoring boxes. You can, but that will swap where the live score's going in. You should just let it sit at marker player, and you put the score in when you complete the first hole. You put 4, 5, 5, 4, whatever the scores are. For this purpose, I'm just going to stick with 4s going through. So if I click on the 4, you'll see the 4 goes into the marker score, then the player score becomes live. Now I put John's score in, I'll also pick a 4 for John, it goes live, and then the submit button becomes live. In order to submit a score, this might feel strange, but I'll explain the reason at the moment. You have to push that button twice. So if I do submit, you get 3 seconds to submit it again, and I push it again, and we go on to hole 2, par 4. The reason that that is the case is when we were testing this, people were leaving their phone on, putting it in their pocket, and they were submitting random scores with the phone bouncing in their pocket. So by putting the submit button to be pressed within 3 seconds, that solved that problem. So you're now in hole 2, you play hole 2, you get to the end of the round, you take the phone out, put the screen on, and you put the marker in for myself and John. Again, I will just do 4, goes to John live, I will then push 4 again, and then submit becomes live, submit twice. You can see what's going on. Let's say there was a mistake made, and I've got 4s across the board, but let's say I made a mistake and said I got a 3, John got a 4, but I actually got a 4 on this hole, but I'm scoring it as a 3. I'll show you how that gets corrected in the scorecard in a minute. So I'm now going to submit. Again, I'm just going to put some more scores in and then go back and show you how you can correct that mistake. I'll just stick with the 4s for now. If you then go into the scorecard, which is up at the top of the screen, what you'll be able to see here is that one of these scores has an error on it. So let me just click on this scorecard button at the top, and you'll see where I made the mistake is no longer matching with the score that John gave for me. So John has been scoring my score on his phone at the same time that I'm scoring my score on my phone. So I'm looking at my score that I put in, 443, 444, and John said I got a 444 all the way down. Now, one of us has to correct the mistake. If it was John that has to correct it, he has to click on that button and turn it into a 3. If it was me that makes the mistake, I have to click on that button and turn it into a 4 and then hit the submit. And once you do that, the purple goes away. This is the most common reason that players will find that they won't be able to sign for the card, because the Finalise Now button, which is the button that allows you to sign for the card, will only become live when you've completed the 18 holes and all the My Scores match. If the My Scores match, it won't allow you to sign. You'll have to finish in the venue interface, which means the scores get pushed to match and handicap before you proceed. Let me just X out of that. And I'm just going to complete the round to show you how you finalise. Again, I'll just do 4 4s all the way. So let me just pause in 18. Another lesson that we learned is that some of the people in the Winter League, when they were doing normal scoring, somebody would be on the, have only put the scores in up to the 16th hole. They'll then have played 17, played 18, and one of the players would have got through to the end of 18, put the scores in, done the submit, done the finalise, and the other player is still on 16. And it hasn't had the chance to check that all the scores match. That can get you into a bit of a pickle. So it's always worthwhile to finalise on the 18th together, the player and the marker, to make sure you've got the chance to review the scorecard and make sure that you don't have any mistakes on the card. So please, please, please just remember to wait till the 18th and then come back and verify the scores together, and then you'll be able to have the chance to confirm that the scores are correct on the card. So as you can see, I've now done 4s all the way around. I do have a live Finalise Now. You've got the front 9 and the back 9 that you can go backwards and forwards and check. But as I say, there's no purple because we've made it 4s all the way around. You'll be able to check and verify all the scores. And in that state, you can then finalise the card. And finalise the card, the R&E have kindly agreed that the method for confirming the signatures while we're in the COVID-19 situation is that the marker signs the player's card. He then asks the player to verify on his phone that the scores are correct. And then he can mark the signature with something like, you know, verbally confirmed or something, verbal, blah, conf. He can put any mark he likes on the player's signature to get verbal confirmation that he has agreed with the player that his scores are correct. And that is a qualifying score method for doing the signatures while we're in this COVID-19. Again, verify button twice, and you're done. You've successfully played your round, you've confirmed your handicap, you've entered your gross scores, and you've attested with a signature or a verbal confirmation that your card is correct. And that's it. Exit scoring takes you back out and then back home. Thanks for listening. I'm sure there'll be more tutorials to follow. Bye just now.